This is kind of cool. This, I think you're going to like. All right? You go through the cards. You can have somebody if you want. There we go. Oh, mix. Keep me legit. Fair enough. Going to go through the cards, and whenever you feel like you're dealing out the cards very slow, directly, whenever you're feeling like it's somebody, some crazy person says now or stop or whatever they want, they do that. You go through. When they call stop, you say fine. Take a look at the card. They look at the card they stopped at. And they really do have a 100% free choice. You're going through, they can stop at any card they want, which is kind of cool. Deck is shuffled. Like this. Boom. Have somebody cut the cards. Say, I'm going to send the power of divinity, some weird divining ability, supernatural powers into you. You're going to be able to cut your own card. Go ahead, cut the pack. They cut. And amazingly, you blow it. You get it wrong the first time. You get it wrong the first time. But now they shuffle them up. What's really cool, now that you've made a mistake and expectations are low, this time when they cut the cards, you get it wrong again. And just the sound of being a crappy magician fills the air. What is the sound of a crappy magician? Is it something like this? I don't know. It's the sound. You say, well, forget the card tricks. You get rid of the cards. Put them in your pocket, put them away in your case, whatever. Say, let's try something else. What I need is a magic wand. Does anybody have a magic wand? Everyone, and they say no, and you say, in fact, you do have a magic wand. I'm convinced you do. Money. I can magically change any bill into money. But my favorite bill in the world is the 20. Who's got a 20? And someone's got a $20 bill. You borrow it. Your hands are empty. You borrow a $20 bill. Real simple. Say, great. Say, I'm going to transform this bill in front of your very eyes. All I need to do is fold this $20 bill up, which you do, on the table. Doesn't have to be a table. Could be I don't know, if an elephant's going by with a very firm back. Like that. Like this, okay? And I happen to have one little thing here. Got a black elastic band. That's the one thing. And just like that, you say, I've transformed your bill into a magic wand. And they may not believe you. So you say, look, I'll prove it to you, magic wand. I can take the bill and just make it vanish from here and travel right under my arm. Right there. There's there. Say, look, watch. Very fair. I'm going to make it travel just a little tippy tap and a blow. And it travels from my hand, boop, all the way down into my pocket. Say, look, I can take it, make it vanish again. It travels up inside. Whoa, my hand. Fell right out of my hand. Say, you can even use it too. Hold it your finger and thumb, which they do. Say, hold the very end of the magic wand, which they do. And you say, I want you to think of your card. Think of the color, think of the suit. You got that? Done. You may not believe me, but you ask them to take the rubber band off, and them to unroll their own $20 bill. And when they do unroll it, they find absolute proof that it is a real magic wand. Because inside their own folded $20 bill is a playing card. Okay? And not just any playing card, but in fact, the one they freely chose. I'm going to reveal all the secrets to this very cool trick. I'm going to reveal how you can make sure the card they select is always the card you want. I'm going to reveal how to get that card inside their folded up bill. I'm going to reveal how you can make a folded bill jump around your body. I'm going to reveal all that stuff. But first, here is the worldwide launch of my brand new Spectacle deck. This incredible new deck of cards is only available at the special price for a very limited time. So don't wait. Click the link and order your Spectacle deck today. The first thing you're going to do is get a 5 of spades, okay, duplicate card, because I'm using 2. So you're going to need two cards from a matching deck. Take one of them. Grab a $20 bill, and the $20 bill you're going to make sure that it doesn't have tears in it. Now, this is that plastic stuff, so it's not going to, but no tears, no obvious big marks, no phone numbers, nothing like that. You want to look as much like a boring $20 bill, a standard $20 bill that you're going to borrow, right? Okay. Take this, take the card, put it face down, and that's important for drama. I don't want to, you could unroll it and reveal the card, but it slows down the drama. Whereas if you, it puts a break in it. Whereas if you unroll the bill and the card is still face down, well, then the tension is going to build from there, right? So you got to face down, 5 of spades. Now, I'm not rolling it into a perfect round. It's more of a, let's see here, you're going to see it. So I start the fold, and the first fold I put in this, I want you to see, is it's about that big, okay? So I don't know, is it ½ an inch? Not quite 3/4, it's something like this. So I fold it once, and you'll see it's weird. I mean, I've done this trick so many times that this I can do real quickly, this part, and I've even done it on the fly at a gig, in the bathroom, whatever, okay? But fold, and then I'm starting to fold the card in, the face-down card inside. And what I want the folds to be is I want them more flat than round, and you'll see why, okay? A little more flat than round. Is it working out so far? Yeah, so here I am. I'm going to give you a little peek what's happening here, okay? The light's a little bright here, but you're here like this. And I'm folding this in. Folding this in, fold this in, fold this in. Is that going to work? Yeah. Now, do not sweat the details, because you're going to make a duplicate of this, okay? But it doesn't have to look exactly the same. And then take a black rubber band. You want a small rubber band, a tight rubber band. A bit of color is great, rather than, I like black, red would be great, even white contrast, okay? And I put that 3 or 4 times around, near one end, okay? And there's a reason for that. We'll get back to that. But sort of near one end, and this is in my pocket. That's my setup. Now, when I'm performing magic for people at a walk-around gig, I don't set up 6 of these. I usually will have 1 only, and I'm going to save that for the special group, where the host or the hostess or the birthday person is, or if I'm at a corporate gig, I'll walk around and do something just for the, the vice president, the person who hired me, something. When I want to do something insane, something that really because you can do this for 2 people, okay? It's great, but you'll find it can build. I've done this. I've been in a big fancy house working walk-around magic, and near the end of the evening, there I am on the staircase in the front foyer, and I've gathered 10, then it's 12, then it's 15, then it's 18 people. This is a great closing effect because it's so impossible. So that's my setup there. Now, in a moment, you're going to force the 5 of spades, and I'll show you how I do that right off the top here, okay? But you're also going to need a second rubber band. You have to have one on hand, one nice simple place to put it to even remind you to do the trick, because when you're performing for people, a lot going on, you could have that around your wrist, right? Or you could have this around the card case, okay? You could have this right around the card case like that, okay, to remind you, okay? Whatever you got going on. So at some point, when you're nearing the end of your show and you want to do something nuts, something crazy, you can do this, okay? 5 of spades, I need to force that, right? Now, in this case, it's on top of the deck, and lots of different ways to force a card. On this channel, I share a whole bunch, but here's one. This is not easy, okay? But what's cool about it is it looks like you're simply taking cards off the top and dealing them down on the table. But what, in fact, I'm doing is called a second deal. Almost what's called a necktie second, which just means rather than dealing down here, so with my thumb, I'm pushing the card off. Now, this is not a hard move. It's more about confidence, okay? When you practice, you can just get a little bit of it. But man, because I'm doing a necktie second, what's called, you can push it. And you're not trying to push it forward, okay? You're trying to basically push it down with your thumb and a little bit down like that. That's the action, okay? Well, it's almost like it's glued there. And here's the exposed view. If I'm not going to lift my hand, it looks like this. Pushing it off, taking it from the second, okay? It's an old card gambling move, okay? The necktie second just means that rather than trying to make it invisible from here, I'm going to turn up here so I have lots of breathing room, okay? Now, you don't want to lift too high or they'll see down here a flash of a corner. It's not a big deal. So you really, somewhere between here and way up here, sort of here. Out of sight, all I'm doing is here. And someone can even call a number, name a number between 1 and 10. And then what I would do in that case is I'd say, if they say 6, I go 6. Isn't 6 an interesting number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So it allows you to keep the 5 of spades on top of the deck the entire time. The necktie second. So in this case, you go through, someone's calling stop, and the whole time the 5 is on top, but I think you'll agree it looks very convincing, like I'm just taking the top cards, and every time I'm doing my slightly modified second deal, coming off, and then they call stop, and when they call stop, I then turn that over here, or just show it to them, turn my head away. Stop! It's the question of the week time. I'm going to give you a chance to win one of my newer tricks called Evidence. Evidence. You can check it out at sankeymagic.com. Evidence is a trick where you have photographs of spoons, and one by one, with the power of your mind alone, just with that power, you bend the images of the spoons in the photos. It is very cool, really magical, and not hard to do. It's called Evidence. For your chance to win one of the 12 that I'm giving away, you need to leave a comment down below. And here is my question to you this week. I'm launching the worldwide launch of what I'm calling the Spectacle deck, but suggest another name for a pack of cards. If I hadn't gone with this is really the J. Sankey deck of cards, right? So tell me, what would be another cool name or design idea, whatever, for a J. Sankey deck of magic cards? What would be a name? What would be a cool way to design them? Any thoughts around that whole deck of cards thing? In honor of the worldwide launch of the Spectacle deck, we're going to do this question. Leave a comment down below, and you'll automatically have a chance. I'll announce the winners next week to win one of 12 of my Evidence card trick. Now, the rest of this part is just, at this point, of course, it's all about presentation, right? Because you say, look, shuffle the cards, great, look, I'm going to cut to the card, just like this, I've cut your card, there it is, hey, and you get it wrong. You go, well, look, actually, I shouldn't do it, it's in poor form, I look arrogant, you're gonna have the power, ma'am, sir, you're going to do it. And they cut the cards, and you miss it twice, and now you look pretty silly. And so, rule of 3, having missed it twice, I take the cards, and I go, well, look, that's my show. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. If anybody wants to see me on my next show, it'll be over there. I'll be reading minds and doing the tarot cards and crying quietly to myself, but you guys have been great. Something that suggests that you're going to leave that trick psychologically behind, right? And get rid of those. You could, if you're an expert magician or you're advanced, you could work on palming out that card so they can go through the cards, making sure there's no duplicate card. I wouldn't bother. This is a closer, right? And what's about to happen is crazy time. Get rid of those. Say, actually, I guess I probably could have pulled off that card trick if I had a magic wand. Does anybody happen to have a magic wand? And even asking people, and this can be so, does anybody have a magic wand? They go, no, we don't. Why would we have a magic wand? We actually are employed. We could do the whole mortgages thing and raise a family, be true to our wives or husbands. You're the one with the magic wand issues. Little man. And I say, well, what, no one's got any money? So you go from a question, which I love to money. No one's got any money. And they go, well, actually, yeah, we do. Well, okay, I tell you what, who's got like a $20 bill? Now, if someone hands you a $20 bill and it looks ripped and there's a bunch of this, it's too noticeable later on, then in that case, I always just say, oh, this is, sorry, man, this is one rough looking 20. You keep that, with my best wishes. Someone who maybe isn't a rubby or a hobo, someone who has some actual clean money that doesn't look like it's been used at the bus station for nefarious, something. So you can comment on it. But normally you're going to just get a bill. It's going to roughly, and you get the bill out, and you don't want to hold it up for people to remember the serial numbers. You just say, great, $20 bill, great. I'm going to now make a magic wand from this. So it's a nice segue from a trick you screwed to this interesting thing about a magic wand. You take that, and of course, all we do is roll this up. And you're going to find people are generally interested in this kind of thing, okay? What is he doing with my bill? Will I get the money back? There's that whole underlying issue. You roll this up here like this and try to flatten it down. You'll find it won't hold the squeeze, the flattening, as well as with the playing card, but it's still going to be plenty fine. They're like this. Then you take this and you put this at, like we did the other, near one end. It's 4 or 5 twists. Do not sweat it, okay? You guys just saw me do this on camera live, okay? Not a lot of practice. Let's compare these two. I think you'll agree they look pretty damn close, okay? No one's going to care, okay? So that's in the pocket there. Now, there's not a lot of shapes in the world that are like this apart from cigarettes, okay? And there's a whole genre in magic, beautiful sleights, all involving cigarette magic, because each object, coin, key, eyeglasses, wristwatch. In every small object has inherent magical properties, deception potential in all of them. And so this move, for example, is really not easily done with anything that isn't around this shape. It's a beautiful move. So I'm going to show you 2 moves now. Before we go any further, I want to announce the winners from last week's contest. Last week, I was giving away my spontaneous combustion project, a whole bunch of magic, my favorite tricks with fire. Here are the 12 winners. If I say your name right now, remember you can always contact my team. You email them at contact, C-O-N-T-A-C-T, at sankeymagic.com. Send them your real name. If it's different from your YouTube name, okay, then your YouTube name. So real name, YouTube name, shipping address, so they can send you the project. And I'm sure someone will get back to you and say, hey, congratulations, and they'll send it to you. Okay, so I name your name right now. You just won spontaneous combustion. Here we go. Greg McNeish, M-C-N-E-I-S-H. McNeish, I think I'm Greg McNeish. White Raven JP. Marty Lopez. Aiden Kornhorst. It's probably, I'm sorry, man. It's Kohn-Horst, Aiden. Maxime, M-A-X-I-M-E, Bajar, B-A-J-E-R. Okay, Maxime Bahar, maybe. Young Citrus. He was an old Citrus, but he grew younger. Pete Geiger, I guess like the super cool connected with the Aliens franchise. Geiger, Pete Geiger. Razor Tank. Welly Saikat, S-A-I-K-A-T, Robbie Chang, Martha Silvers, and finally Magic Forever 8. That's Magic Forever 8. All of you guys won. Contact my team. Congratulations for winning spontaneous combustion. This is a traditional cigarette vanish, okay, where you have the cigarette here. You apparently slide it into that hand, and it's gone, okay. Really convincing. It really looks like you push it. It really looks like you push it inside, right? But what in fact you're doing is not pushing inside there. It's pivoting back here, and here's the exposed view, okay? As I push, I'm going to give you the top view. As I push forward, it pivots back into this behind the finger. 2 fingers, 1 finger, whatever, okay? So another exposed one more time here as I'm pushing from, and you want to be very clear. You're going from right to left, very clear. And as soon as it goes all the way in, and I have it concealed here, or sometimes it ends up on this finger, I never really know, I kind of relax the hand. And I think you'll agree, it looks exactly like I take the rolled bill, the borrowed bill, put it there, and it's gone. Now, if you do it like this, look, it's gone, everyone's going to want to look in the hand. But if what in fact you do is do this, close the hand, drop this to your side, okay? Or you could pull back your sleeve, whatever. Focus, give it a time, then maybe close your arm like this, it's gone, and then when I go in here, all I'm going to do is reach up and pull it out, okay? But it really makes for a nice moment of magic of it vanishing, and then I reappear here, okay? The key is the pacing. If you do it too slowly, okay, if you wait too long, gone here, 1,000, 2, if you wait too long, people are going to want to look at this hand. You do it too quickly, where you take this, look, it's gone here like this, and it's over here. It's like, what happened? So it's a pacing thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So that's the one vanish. You can do it a few times, whatever, make it appear. The other vanish is what I call the pivot vanish. It's beautiful. I've taught it here in the channel before, where I'm tapping. And this is why the rubber band's a little up off the middle, because you tap once, twice, and on the third tap, just lever it slightly forward, and it pivots. If you let the thumb release and it comes up behind the thumb here, it'll pivot right up into the almost exactly the same palm. So look at this here. I think you'll agree. Very convincing. It's got a nice sound. This hand there's no finicky. You tap, and then as soon as it's up, it locks. Just the slightest application, the slightest closing of the finger and butting it against the palm holds it in place. That's key. Because this action isn't supernatural. But boy, it flows. Left hand, right hand, tap, tap. Okay, there's no questions in that hand. You make it vanish. You can produce it from under your arm again, right? Or, if you want, you can go into your pocket, make it vanish from here, go into your pocket and pull it out of your pocket, right? And while you're in pocket, you switched it. You switched it for the other one. So you bury the switch in a couple of, and I wouldn't do this 6 times, maybe 2 or 3 quick vanishes once you get flowing, okay? I mean, you can take it too and put it in here, tap it over in this elbow, it comes out this elbow, right? Take it again, put it under here, it comes out here. There's a bunch of different, you can take it, put it here, vanishes and comes out. And you can come up, grab it, nip it between your 2 teeth, the end of it, and then pull the hand, slowly move the hand down, and it can look like you're taking it out of your mouth, right? So boom, like this, up here, and nip it, and then down, and finish it. Okay, so it can come out of your mouth. Having done that a few times, then of course you have it come out of your pocket, and you've switched. So far ahead. Love this part. So you do all that to prove it's a magic wand. And you say there, so now you guys are convinced. And just in case a little bit of the card is showing, it shouldn't, but you want to make sure the ends sort of more close to your body like this. So I think you all agree that this is absolutely a magic wand. I mean, even though you probably didn't know that you're walking around with a $20 bill that could be changed into a magic wand. And at this point, of course, people are thinking, well, you pretend that people are unconvinced. It's like, you don't seem particularly impressed with the magic wand with the $20 bill. Okay, well, I'm going to do something. In fact, I'm going to have him do it to convince you it's got to be magic. So I want you to take this. I want you to hold this. Now, it weighs a bit more than a folded bill normally does because the playing card's in there. If you squeeze the edges, you might find there's a bit of a resistance. Nobody is going to care or think or imagine. The last thing they're thinking is their selected card is somehow in the dollar bill you just borrowed and rolled up in front of them. It's the last thing. So don't sweat it. Hand it to somebody. They can wave it in the air. You don't need magic words. The longer the person's holding it, the more amazing it will be when the card is there. Okay? It's about time-lapse psychology. They wave it, say a magic word, whatever the case like this. Now, if it's only 1 or 2 people, you let them open it. But if it's more than 1 or 2 people, all of a sudden you're performing in front of your school class or at the workroom, at your work, and there's 9, 10, 11, 12 people, you want to be the one opening this so everybody can see, right? So you remove the rubber band like this. They have no idea what's coming, okay? If only they knew, they would be terrified. You start to unroll it, and right at this point, when people see that, you're going to find everyone goes nuts. Thank you so much for watching the video, and remember, my brand new spectacle deck is only available at the special price for a very limited time, so don't wait. Click the link and order yours now.